Hey folks, a Trace Monk here, and this is take 2 of episode 2. I had some audio problems before, so I had to go back to the save for this. And we were playing Pillars of Eternity, and we do not own the stronghold yet. Which, I mean, is to be expected. We haven't talked to Heoden down here.
I've got sundries for sale.
Although first, actually, there are a couple of things we can pick up.
I've got it.
Oh, well, we can't do that. That's right. That one is not there, but there is this little crate over here. And let's talk to Heoden, this merchant over here. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his own tunic.
Got a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Let's talk to you a bit first.
Who are you? Originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
Right. And that gives us a rank in a disposition reputation. We'll see, I suppose. I'm just trying to do right by my family.
Something else you need? Looks like we're settled for the night.
Now, tell me some about the Adir Empire.
It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here, but the colonies used to include Raed Ceres and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire. A fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
Why'd he move out here?
Friendlier than Raed Ceres? My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
Deerwood is a former Adir colony, so it seems like a good place to start. And as much as I admire the Raed Ceres' work ethic, they've always struck me as a little fanatical. That sounds reasonable enough. Now let's see what you got to trade. We are going to go ahead and buy some lockpicks. We're gonna go ahead and I think just take this light armor here, and we're just gonna sell that. And no, I didn't want to buy it, I wanted to look at it. So I had looked at these before, but so we currently have a great sword, or something that's a lot like a great sword. Pike has increased weapon reach. Quarterstaff also has increased reach, but the difference is pierce versus crush. Battle axes give bonus crit. Daggers and swords like this give extra accuracy. Flail converts a graze to a hit at a 30% rate. Is that one-handed? Yes, that is a one-handed. One-handed and fast. Rod. Okay. Magical implement. And I'm noticing this like 0 out of 12. I'm guessing that we can, you know, improve things at some point, and that's kind of like, that's how much you can improve it. You can improve it like 12 times or something like that. Nice little armor selections here. But we are going to buy a single. Now, let's see. The rapier is 10 to 14. 10 to 14 slash. The battle axe is slash. I don't know. The dagger feels like a better It feels like probably a better choice in this particular circumstance. Although I don't know, the sword, since it has slash pierce and I guess does whatever is best against a target. So it doesn't have any like special bonuses, but it doesn't have any like pluses to anything. It just, if the opponent is, you know, weaker to slash, it'll do slash. If it's weaker to pierce, it'll do pierce. And we'll buy a sword. I had bought the dagger before. And I also bought like a battle axe, but I don't think there's much point in that because we'll at least have access to an axe in a little bit. I don't know though. We could just ditch that cloak, but yeah, we'll just use the weapons that we pick up later and trade that. Now we have a lockpick. You can go over here and get into this.
I'll get it open.
Yep.
Finished.
Use the lockpick. Now we didn't technically have to buy that. There's like a body down here with some picks on it. Down this way. Actually, it's more that way, but we need to turn on double speed. Fallen tree doesn't budge. Sap oozes from the jagged wound in its trunk. Yep, that's the tree that fell in our way. There's some horses, and there's some like mushrooms we can pick up. Orland's cradle. There was an option that I was thinking about turning on. Disable auto attack. Show personality reputation stuff. Yes, I want to save that because I want to see what our options do to our alignments.
We'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Yeah, sure, Sparfle. Sure. Admith's Wort. And there's the road we came
Straight too
from.
far. Let's check by those.
It's a wolf. Hey man, it's a wolf. We're just going to attack it.
Outcroppings.
Now one thing you'll note when they start attacking, you can see these engagement lines. If you've ever played D&D, think about that like being within range of an attack of opportunity. If she tries to move away while the enemy has her engaged, it will get a free attack. Alright. Dead wolf.
Right.
This is it.
Can't get anything from that deer. There's some springberry. And she's heard we're a pretty good hunter, because we are a hunter. Don't tell Sparfil, or he'll run his mouth clear to Gilded Vale, trying to convince you how much better he is. Now, I spend a lot of time living on my own in the wilderness. Yeah, how is it you happened to come here? Oh, civilization came and spoiled the land. Sure. Some things just aren't in the stars and there's no changing it. Makes you wonder if the gods like putting us in situations that can't be resolved just to see what we'd do. Last time I read that, I said, yeah, hey, maybe not the gods, but game developers definitely. Kalisha breathed in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Raedric's offer makes a girl think, I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? Well, it is a hard offer to pass up. You won't find many offers like it in these parts, believe me. Got some big plan in store? I'm gonna lay low here for a while, try not to draw too much attention to myself. You picked the right place then. Gilded Vale's days away from any real civilization. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odema will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. But why are you here? My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried. But that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out, and that's got me a little worried. Haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Examinal. But I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me, so I'm here and we'll see. Well, tell me some more about yourself, please. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Rauatai and another in Adir. My sister in Gilded Vale, she's the only real homebody. Well, what can you tell me about Deerwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. I'll have to ask my sister more about it. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfle's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first. Slap him around a little. Stream's down that way. Come on, let's get you your water. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. Sparfle's just fine getting me my water. Let's pick up this burned lady mushroom. Not much of anything on this side of the river except... ooh, dead bodies. Well, let's loot it. Because, you know, that's just the kind of people we are right now, apparently. Well, Sparfle's not over here. Maybe he's across the river.
Sparfle went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
Okay, let's get the water skin. You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. Out of the trees emerges Sparfle, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there's a strangeness to his gait, his stride wobbly as he moves toward you with labored breath.
Sparfle? Are you alright?
Sparfle's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. Combat against actual people.
Ambush!
Yep. It's an ambush. So we're gonna run over here. You go ahead and try to knock him down. Okay, now you do your... hey, do your yell. Oh yeah, now he's frightened. Alright. Our guy's dead. running over there to attack him, the other hunter, but he's dead. I do kind of dislike the way if you have it set to auto pause. If you have it set to auto pause on like target death, if your target dies, and I don't think there's. Oh yeah, there's like a bottle over here. We can get some beer. But I don't think there's anything. Oh, wait, I didn't see that deer cap before. Let's examine things over here then. Okay. Not much more to, not anything more to examine really. Alright. Well, let's go across the river again. If you notice, things have changed. Looks like some people are dead. That's no good. Perhaps we can sneak, but I don't know that we can. Oh, nope. Well, I guess actually we did sneak, because we're getting the opportunity to go after him here. Let's attack him. So Kalisha activates constant recovery. What's that? I mean, if we look at her character page, constant recovery. What does that do? Plus 3%, plus 3.6 endurance. Oh, okay. Fighters can continually regenerate a modest amount of endurance. Okay. Hey, I told you guys, I told both of you to attack earlier. Alright then. Yeah, I remember there being more guys here last time. I didn't turn the difficulty down, did I? No. Okay. I'm confused. Let's stealth. Let's not go straight into the camp. Well. Maybe there just aren't. I seem to remember fighting like 3 guys over here before. Other guys down here. No, not seeing any guys down there. Huh. Well, folks, next time we will investigate the camp and move on from there. Till then, bye-bye.